stand by. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What was that?
It sounds like a. Is it the alarm in your fire? Is it the battery alarm in your fire detector, smoke detector?
No, not particularly.
All right.
Can't be outside again, right? Because the thing is that I'm hearing crickets. Strange. Anyway, how are you and how you been?
Well, I'm okay. I've been reasonably okay.
Been everywhere?
Not been anywhere. No, when do I ever go anywhere? Well, very rarely.
On everyone else's streams.
Oh, well, that as well. Yeah, but that doesn't count. That's not going anywhere. I do that from home. I'm still here.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Monday Night with FFSI. I'm your host, Aaron AWK, and with me is my co-host, or I say actual host, Archer Collins.
If you anything if you want.
Code this, code that, but the thing is, you're the one who's the main presenter.
You mean I'm the one that talks a lot?
Yeah, we never get shut up. Never mind. But anyhow, who are we going to the chat tonight, Colin?
I don't know, but it looks like at the moment Miranda and PJ.
Yep. Hello, Grand Moff Miranda, and hello, PJ.
Oh, I think we might. I'm not. Unless someone else watching it. StreamYard says 3, but we've only got 2 people actually talking in the chat, so we might have got someone.
You're not watching as well, are you?
No, I'm not. That's why I said we might have got someone else in there. I can see sometimes watching there, but only if it's someone else's chat stream that I'm on, I do sometimes have the stream itself open in another window so I can actually chat in stream if I want to. But no, not tonight.
So, shall we talk about comedies? And we've got Eminem.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Or shall we say,
No, he's not a knight.
no, well, that's what
He's a Brune Alliance, sir. The Brune Alliance.
What, you saying a broom or a broom?
Brune. I seen the Mr. Brown.
Ah, right, not a broom then.
He's one of the 300. He's one of the 97% members of the chat that are mods. I think.
Oh God. Anyway, shall we talk about comedies, or say classic British comedies?
What you were saying you wanted to talk about before. Well, am I not supposed to say that?
Well,
peek behind the camera.
How many British comedies have you seen? Classic ones.
Lots. Yeah.
Can you name a few?
What classic British comedies? Most of the carry-ons for starters.
Well, carry-ons we were excluded.
Oh. Well, it depends what you mean by in that case, and I'm not meaning to be too pedantic. It depends what you mean by classic comedies.
No, classic British comedies.
do you count the decent Pink Panther movies as British comedies?
That is a tough one. The thing is that it was made by an American.
I thought it was. Yeah.
This
Oh yeah, I
this
thought it was.
by film company.
Wasn't Julie Andrews' hubby that did a lot of the or was that the cat? No, I thought it was it Peter Rogers, is it, or someone Rogers?
Peter Rogers, yeah, he did before he did like Carry On. He actually did like other comedies.
Yeah, but I thought am I thinking of someone else that actually that did the original Inspector Clouseau movies?
That was got his name, but he was married to Julie Andrews.
That's what I'm thinking. Yes, I'm saying who was. I'm sure it was whoever was Julie Andrews' husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is probably why I was thinking he's English.
Those comedies. Maybe like Ran the Horn. Yeah.
Oh, and there I was.
Chance in a Million are two of the best classics.
Yeah.
And the Elephant Around the Castle is another good one. Well, we're talking about British film comedies.
Yeah. Well, you did actually. I think you said British comedies. Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I genuinely can't remember if you specified a film comedy.
Right. British
we're talking film comedies. That's where I went. But
right. Well, British film comedies. Right. But can you name a few of the Ealings?
No.
You can't.
Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Oh God. The one where Alec Guinness plays loads of different characters. That was an Ealing comedy, I think.
Yes, it was.
Was that the Lady Killers?
No.
Okay, well, I think Lady Killers, was another one.
Yes, Lady Killers is correct.
I said to you before in the green room, I couldn't necessarily tell you who made them.
No, you can't tell which film company that made.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't. I mean, if you give me a list of movies, I could obviously. Yeah, I've seen that. Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, all right.
Perfect, but I couldn't do it the other way around.
I bet they're talking TV series in the chat.
Yeah.
Up Pompeii was a British comedy film as well. But
only if you're going to do Up Pompeii, I will take you up Pompeii. I will see you up Pompeii, and I will raise you a funny thing happened on the way to the 4-1.
Yeah.
Even though half the cast in that I think were Americans, but
yeah,
with a very young.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, Betty, who's my brain's completely gone.
Michael Crawford.
See, it's typical me. I can tell you who the main female lead was because it was Annette Andre, who was also the wife in Round and Hopker.
You filthy swine.
Right.
Shall I give you a list of leading comedies to see?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Hue and Cry.
No, never heard of it, but it means something completely different to me anyway.
Another Shore.
Nope. Depends. Are you talking are you talking Martin Shaw or Seashore? I would imagine it's Seashore, but no, never heard of it.
Right. Passport to Pimlico.
I've heard of that one,
but you never seen it.
I couldn't tell you.
Right, I've seen Hue and Cry, Passport to Pimlico. Next one, Whiskey Galore.
I heard of that one. I think I might have seen it at one point.
Well, PJ will probably know what Whiskey Galore is.
I know what it's about. It's about it's a Scottish island. It's one in Scotland where they get a ship. There's a ship wrecked, and they get a load of whiskey washed ashore, if I remember right.
Yeah. Kind Hearts and Coronets.
That's the one I was thinking of. That's that's the one where Alec Guinness plays about 27 different roles.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I'm not surprised you have whiskey galore, but do you have the movies?
A run for your money.
Nope, don't think I know that one.
Okay. The Magnet.
Nope.
The Lavender Hill Mob.
Heard of that one. That's a I wonder. Yeah, you know what? I know that's a black and white one again, isn't it? So that's what, 30s, 40s?
What, the Lavender Hill Mob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering because wasn't that also the name of one of the teams in Wacky Races? It was something mob, was it? Something Hill Mob.
Sort of. The Anthill Mob, I think.
Anthill Mob, thank you. I'm wondering, you saying that, you said it, I'm aware of the film. I just wondered, I wonder if they, if the writers of Wacky Races, PJ, don't. Just don't.
Thank you, PJ.
Don't.
Thank you, PJ.
I am now going to have the St. Trinian's theme tune running around inside my head.
Yes.
And the thing is, I'm convinced there's something else I can never. There's another tune. Monty Python. Is it Monty Python? I hear that, and every time I hear the tune, I think it went. That's Monty Python, isn't it? That's Monty Python, isn't it? I suppose Centurions will never die. Centurions are battle. You see, to me, right? I get those two confused.
Right.
I get those two tunes confused. Unless possibly if I heard them together, I would be able to tell them apart. But Centurions wasn't a. I don't think Centurions was a.
Right. Shall I say the next one on the list? Or?
Yeah, go on. I was going to say. I was about to say. I don't think it's on the.
Right, Man in the White Suit.
Yeah, I think it was remade a while ago. But yeah, that was about. I'm not sure I've ever seen it, but again, I think was that about. Again, it's another Alec Guinness one, is it? Was that about the guy who invented a material that wouldn't stain?
Yes.
Yeah. PJ, it's fine. Always look on the bright side of life, unless you're about to be attacked by a rabbit. You're about to be attacked by a rabbit. Grab the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Count to 3. 3 shall you count to, no more no less. And 3 is the number. And then run like hell.
Yeah. Right.
But
anyway.
Yes. Sorry. So next.
Right.
Excellency.
Excellency.
Never heard of it. Oh well, don't think so.
PJ mentioned it earlier.
The name's vaguely familiar. Is that about a train?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Meet Mr. Lucifer.
If it didn't have Tom Ellis in it, nope.
Okay. The Love Lottery.
Nope.
Okay. The Maggie.
Don't think so. But again, I've heard of it. Is that that's about a boat, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Touch and Go.
It's touch and go if I've heard of any of these movies. It's touch and go if I've seen them.
All right. The Lady Killers.
Yep.
Who Done It? And the funny
Not
thing
as
is, Benny Hill film.
Don't again. No, I mean again. I don't know who done it. Is as a genre of movie rather than didn't know there was. Not surprised there was, but
We'll mention him soon, Miranda. Okay, Barnacle Bill.
okay. No, the problem is that's on. There's a song that I've got an old record from the 70s, an old record of rugby songs. The one was called Barnacle Bill the Sailor. So I will not start singing that.
And the last one, Davey.
Nope.
Right. So how many have you've seen?
That I've seen, I couldn't tell you I've seen it. I could honestly tell you I've seen any of them.
Right.
The thing with those is, of course, that with films that it's like a lot of it's like a lot of modern stuff. I haven't seen it. Like, there's a lot of modern stuff I haven't seen. As in, I haven't sat down and watched it, but I've seen so many clips and reviews of the modern stuff that I kind of think I have. So it's the same with a lot of these classic movies. You see clips from them, and they're so well known that even if you haven't seen them, you know a rough idea about them.
Right. I have seen Hue and Cry, Passport to Pimlico, Mystic Galore, Kind Hearts Coronet, The Lavender Hill Mob, The Man in the White Suit, The Titfield Thunderbolt, The Lady Killers, and Barnacle Bill. Some of those, the reason why I've seen those ones is because they used to get repeated on Channel 4, BBC, ITV quite a lot, right? Most of the others you can't get hold of. It's something to do with like restoration.
All right. What's Hue and Cry about? I'm genuinely interested in that because I know.
Hue and Cry is about these boys who, how can I put this? Because I saw it actually. They read this magazine, right?
Right.
And inside the magazine is like a story about people falling these crimes and all this and that. And apparently a crime is really taking place and everything. And these boys realise, what's going on and everything. You just got to watch the film. Unless
There's a specific reason I ask that. Oddly enough, because I know what Hue and Cry originally was. No, it wasn't actually.
Yeah, but it's got Jack Horner and Alistair Sim in it.
No, what I was going to say was Hue and Cry is a phrase from medieval period where basically if you witness a crime, it's back in the days when people were responsible for each other, and if you see a crime, you raise the hue and cry. So you tell them, "Oi, he just nicked some cheese."
That's what
it is. That's what I'm saying. That's why I wonder what it's about, because hue and cries, "Oi, he nicked," and everybody in the earshot goes and chases the guy down and catches him.
Yeah.
That's what hue and cry originally referred to. So that's why I wondered if it was some sort of crime caper, but it sounds like it was.
Yeah. But it was like what you call like the first evening comedy.
Okay.
The very first. But yeah, I have seen, the evening comedies because they've been restored, right? But I think the most popular one was the Lavender Hill one.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah.
I said, I mean, there's some of those.
They could have got away with it in the end, but there was one slight error. It was the seller at the top of the Eiffel Tower who opened the box because it had a mark on it, and where she's French, she didn't realise.
Okay, well, since I'm not sure I've ever seen the movie Motor, that means nothing at all. I have no reference for that. But I'll take your word for it. It doesn't mean I don't understand. I don't get the significance of that not having seen the film. But and then the thing is, as I said, you think of it, some of those like Grandad was a spin-off from Dad's Army. I know it was Clive Dunn. Because I remember the. Oh dear! Unfortunately, I do actually remember the
was
horribly soppy song.
Yeah,
I know it was Clive Dunn.
Grandad, right?
Oh God, I remember talking
was an actual. Well, I'm trying to picture. It was a pilot, well, sort of a pilot with Ronnie Barker, right?
Well, see, I know Clive done. So I remember. So I didn't realise I'd gone into a series, but I remember because I remember Clive Dunn on top of the bloody pops with a bunch of kids, because kids singing to Grandad because he's the granddad. I wasn't aware that was a spin-off per se.
No, it wasn't like an actual spin-off of Dad's Army. It was done. What do you call it?
It was done by one
Ronnie
of the most.
Barker.
What was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was done by Ronnie Barker. That's all I remember because it was part of Ronnie Barker's. I think it was seven dates with Barker.
Oh no, because the only one I remember is I remember the Clive Dunn song, which was almost as soppy and saccharine as Max Bloody Bygrave's deck of sodding cards.
Yeah. Well, anyway, okay.
But what I was saying was some of those are so well known. Like I said, I mean, of those ones, Kind Hearts and Coronets, Lavender Hill Mob, not so much Lavender Hill Mob, but Kind Hearts and Coronets and The Lady Killers are very, very famous movies, or very well known and such. Not so much all of them, but
I agree with
probably
that.
what people think of.
Look, okay, Kind Hearts, Coronets, period comedy, very classic. It was. How can I put this? It was done before, like, how can I put it? Having Alec Guinness play all those different characters, right?
Yeah.
It just goes to show how well they did split screen back in the days.
I would, from what I remember, I would be tempted to challenge your description of it as period comedy, in as much as from what I remember of it, and I could be wrong, and I can't remember seeing it, but my impression, I remember of it is that it is still 1920s, 1930s aristocracy. So my impression of it, and my memory of my impression is that it wasn't a historical movie per se. It was set roughly in the time it was made in.
Which was
20s and 30s or not? I mean, I could be wrong.
How's that?
I wasn't noticing anything, but then I'm used to you.
I think he's probably picking up my drink and that.
Could be, yeah, could be. I mean, it does. Your mic does sometimes seem to pick up.
When you've got a drink next to it, what do you expect?
Well, yeah, this is true. Well, yeah.
I turn the mic up a bit. Is that better now?
Oh, ow!
Yeah, okay.
No, that's okay. If it's better, it was just because I've got headphones on. So
Eminem's turn the sound up. Right. No. Okay. No. Kind Hearts, Coronets was set in Edwardian.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I suppose technically it would have been okay. Fair enough. Yeah, understandable. Then yeah, technically, I suppose it would have been.
You're thinking of something else, aren't you?
No, I was thinking of it, but my as I said, I mean, I've only got these few pictures in my head, and the problem is when all you've got is sort of images and the rest of it. I was thinking it was that it was about the upper crust and the rest of it. I maybe, as I said, I'm not sure if I've seen it, but it was a case of I was thinking it was just a case of the upper classes and that, and the class and the rest of it, but was in the 1930s. But if it was in the Edwardians, which would have been what, the early 1900s, then yeah, I suppose it would have been a period piece. know. I mean,
Gosh,
I'm just.
Sandy.
Okay, no, I said fair enough. Oh lordy. One of guy cleaning windows.
George Foreman.
George Foreman. No, George Formby. George
That's
Foreman
it.
was a boxer. Yeah,
Yeah.
George Foreman. George Foreman. I got it. George Foreman.
Why
I
did
think,
I
was
have
the
similar
shit.
name?
Yeah. I think George Formby. I think was British as well. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Right. Yeah, PJ's off.
Watching all the girls go by.
I can rewatch so many old films and still enjoy them over. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was raised on them. I know they've been way before my time. But it was great, like watching an old evening comedy and all that, because it was, and that. Okay, let's go over to something else, right? Will Hay.
Will Hay what? Will Hay make me sneeze? Probably.
Will Hay.
Yeah, I'm black and white actor if I remember right.
Black and white.
I think the name conjures up black and white comedy types to me, but I'm not sure. I know the name, but as with so much else, look, I'm 671 years old. You can't expect me to remember everything I've seen in that time, right? I remember what happened when I was in my 20s fighting in the 100 Years' War. I don't remember much after that. It's a bit hazy for the next 500 years, all right?
Okay.
I've already seen lots and lots and lots of these things and paid attention to some have paid attention to. So
Well, my little brother Philip, he loves Will Hay when we introduce him. You know. Because you got what? Ask a Policeman.
Go on, yeah.
Hey Hey USA, Convict 99, Oh Mr. Porter.
Is that the one that is apparently a massive hit?
Yes.
Is it Christmas or New Year's in Germany?
Well, I don't know. Probably is.
Is that the one where is that the one I'm thinking of where he's basically he's a dodgy old waiter of some old lady and he's serving her dinner? Is that the one? Oh, okay.
Well, Oh Mr. Porter was about a guy becomes a station master for station in the middle of nowhere. It's a classic. You'd never seen it.
I'm not. Now you say that. I don't think I've ever seen it. No. But you say that. Now you're saying that. I'm thinking yes. It's. I'm going to say Mr. Porter. So, but I couldn't tell you. But I don't think I've ever seen it. I'm not sure.
More Marriott and Graham. Yeah. Okay. You got the Ghost of St. Michael's, Black Sheep of Whitehall. The Goose Steps Out. Hey Hey USA, Convict 99 is an absolute classic. Good Morning Boys, Win Back the Sailor, Where There's a Will There's a Way, Boys Will Be Boys, Dandy Dick. Those Were the Days. Radio Parade of 1935.
No, sorry, it's a completely different. It's Dinner for One. I'm thinking of with Freddie Flinton. My apologies. Sorry, it's another completely different that I was thinking of. Don't think I've heard of any of those ones, to be honest. But I'll take your word for it that they're good comedies.
Well, Will Hay films classics. You know, I think they were. Yeah, that's a rare one. Where's that fire?
Are they silent movies or are they
No, they're not.
speakers? They're talkers. Okay.
Well, the speakers, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's fine. I mean, I know that I get it because they're black and white and they're old, and I don't necessarily mean okay. Everything black and white was silent, but I know they're very old. They're very early or I think they're very early movies. So that's why I was asking that. Okay.
Right. Okay. So you've got other like classic films made by other studios, right?
Yeah.
British comedy.
Of course you have.
Right. So judging by the long list here, you got Old Mother Riley.
Old Mother Riley, I believe wasn't that actually, and the thing was that actually was a male.
Yes.
Doing not drag, not drag, doing I'm not sure. It's not pantomime because it's not panto type male female, is it? But the thing was that it was everybody knew it was a bloke and it wasn't supposed to be anything else if I remember right. Lily Savage would perhaps be a modern version where everybody knows, everybody's in on it, everybody knows it's a bloke, and that's part of the shtick. Yeah,
I know, but the thing is about Lily Savage, it was the alter ego to Paul O'Grady, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
it was an act that took on her own persona, you know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's the same sort of thing. It's not a case of you weren't supposed. No one was expected to think that it was a woman. Like you would these days, everybody was in on that. Everybody knew it was a man dressed as a woman playing a female character. You know?
Yeah, but it says here there's a comedic line of the descendant of my ride to Brenda Carroll's character from Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Again, yeah, but I'm not so seen, but I'm aware of it. Again, similar sort of thing.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you're allowed to mention the black and white minutes in them. You probably get cancelled for that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a comedy. It was a oh shit, my brain's just completely switched off. A variety show. Black and White Minstrels was so you had. In fact, you know what? How said that? I'm not sure it was a variety show or if it was just a music show. I can't remember. It's been a long time. But yeah, as I said, I mean, Mother Riley, I'm aware of. And again, I've probably seen some stuff, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. That's going to be the case in a lot of them. I've heard of them, but when I've seen them, I mean, I may have seen them as a kid and not necessarily remember them.
Right. Okay. What have we? Right. So you got Time, Gentlemen, Please. Right. British comedy film, and I'm trying to find the company that made it, and it doesn't say.
I'm going to take a guess that that's set in a pub, but I could, of course, be wrong. It's vaguely familiar, but
yeah. Right. Where's that popular one? Okay. How familiar are you with the actress Peggy Mount?
I am aware of her. She was I know she was a what's the politest way to put it? Quite a large lady. Tended to play quite ferocious older characters. Was she the eponymous dragon, George and the Dragon?
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I'm vague. I know who she was. I'm vaguely familiar with her. Let's put it that way.
You
I don't have
vaguely,
fun. Yeah.
well, she done quite a good lot of comedy films, right?
Yeah.
But it's like mainly she was playing the battle axe.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, because one film I do remember she did was In for Trouble, and that was set in a pub in the middle of nowhere. What else? She did. There was one. I'm trying to remember it. Remember it because it's a daughter was getting married to a Sailors Beware. No, okay,
No, never heard of it again.
right.
But this is not. This should not surprise you by now that I
Yes.
have not heard of most of these things.
Okay. All right.
This should come as no
All right.
surprise to anybody.
Right. So let's move on from Peggy Man. Right. Okay.
I mean, if we want to talk about the Peggy Out movies, it's fine. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
but
I'm.
on the list. Okay. We move over to something else. What made George Cole? George Cole.
Who?
George
Oh,
Cole.
George Cole. Sorry.
What character was he known for except for Arthur Daly?
Oh God, he was Arthur Daly, wasn't he? Flash Harry.
Yeah, that was in.
So, look, if you're not careful, stop it. Stop making me think of 20-year-old actresses in schoolgirl uniforms. Stop it. Or I might have to remember that Jodie bloody Whittaker was in a St. Twinians movie.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I think he's. I'm trying to think. I think he's been in. Yeah. For me, Flash Harry in the original St. Twinians movies.
Yeah.
Does make me wonder if he ever took liberties with George Grenfell and she turned around to him and said, "George, don't do that."
Mm.
And you see, you don't get that one, do you? See, two can play that game. She did. Joyce Grenfell did a lot of monologue comedy types,
Mm-hmm.
and I think from them, one of the ones she did was school mistress, and one of the things was one of her cats. She's talking to kids was, "George, don't do that." A little bit like if you ever heard Rowan Atkinson's Schoolmaster sketch.
Yeah.
First thing you ever read. Similar sort of thing to that, I think.
Well, the thing is about Flash Harry, he came with his own theme tune.
Did he? The other thing is, I'm sure I've also seen George Cole in more serious roles.
Yes.
And I've done it, but I can't for the life be think of any of them. But I'm sure I have seen him in in non-comedy roles.
Well, he done a lot of dramas and all this and that, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is about George Cole, it's Alistair Sim who got him on the ladder, right? George Cole was in his very first film was Cottage to Let, right?
Okay.
With Alistair Sim, Leslie Banks, and John Mills. That was a British spy. That was a British spy thriller.
What was that?
Yeah, I've seen that film. That's bloody good.
Well,
George Cole was more the comic relief in it.
Well, I was to say you do hear a lot that actually that in some way, excuse me, that it's a lot easier for a straight actor to play comedy than it is for a comic actor to play straight drama.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the fact is that it's still acting. I mean, you look at the likes of, I mean, the most obvious example is Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because it's a long time since I've seen the original Twinings movies. No, I don't think was the.
How many Centurion films have there been counting from the 50s into the 60s?
The original ones, I don't know. Twinings, Bells, and Twin. I think I can think of 3, but it's probably more than that. I would think. I don't know. 4. Okay.
Bells, Blue Murder, Pure Hell of, and The Great Trinins.
Train, yeah.
And the reason why they made that is because,
The Great Train, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think there were 2.
I think that was a cash grab in a way, really.
There were 2 modern ones because they had Russell Brand, didn't they? Russell Brand in the Alistair Sim role.
We're not talking about the modern ones.
No, I just said. I mean, the modern ones. I thought I've seen the modern ones. The modern ones I thought were I quite enjoyed as well.
We're not counting the 1980s version.
I didn't know there was one, to be honest.
Yes, there was. Yeah, there was. I've never seen it.
Okay.
I didn't see that.
I'm not. I don't. I might have done. I can't remember. But,
No,
I said,
Ben's cooked.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You're telling me the original ones weren't prawn from a certain point of view?
Prawn version. I know what he means.
Mm.
Well, right. That is true.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, so you got
Well,
Century films, right? But why are you having dirty thoughts about it? I don't know.
Jack, does that say more about me or Alex that he doesn't understand why I'm having dirty thoughts about the Centurions movies? I put up a poll, but it's not enough people. But I mean, yeah.
But when I see the Centurion films, I don't see them as like naughty schoolgirls and all that, right? I see it as in, yeah, you've got these girls, they run amok, and every time,
PJ's on my side. PJ knows what's that. Actually, I mean, what you were saying, your earlier one, you got to put. The thing is, I think that what you've got with the thing with the classic British comedies, the Ealing and Anna type comedies, is that what you've got is British actors of the day.
Yeah,
were a lot of them were. I don't want to necessarily say B-list, but if I say that, but I don't mean that in a deprecating way. They were jobbing, they were working actors, they were character actors, and a lot of them could turn their hand because of that. They could turn their hand to a good, they'll be good in a comedy role, but they were also, you could also see that they would be in. A lot of them would also be in either on TV or they would be in more serious thematic roles as well, because they were jobbing character actors rather than these days, these days, big stars is going to be an action star. You're probably not like to see Tom Cruise, for example, in many comedy roles. I don't think, because he's an action star. Whereas in those days you had a lot of crossover between the two. I mean, you look at the Carry On movies. Who first Carry On movie, right? Who was the lead? Hey, yeah. Who was the lead act? Who was the eponymous sergeant? Who was the sergeant?
Hartnell.
Yeah. And what was he known for up till then?
Tough role.
Yeah, playing sergeants. Yes.
No, not just sergeants.
But sorry, yeah, go on.
Not just sergeant. It's the arm. Thanks to the army game, right?
Yeah.
But it's not just sergeants who played. It was mainly villains and all this and that, right?
Yeah.
And
Because
and then he just took on the role as Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Right.
Because a good anything like that sort of thing. I mean, I'm thinking is you think who was in. I mean, the other one that for some reason comes to mind was Carry On England, the Battle of Britain one. I mean, you look at the leads in that was
Carry On England.
Yeah, the one about the anti-aircraft battery in World War II.
That was the 70s version.
Yeah,
but the thing is,
what I'm going to say was the leads in that were Ida Sally, one of the Jason girls, and what's his name? My brain's gone dead again. But again, quite well known for cop type roles and straight drama roles. And then you shift
You're talking about Patrick Mower.
Patrick Mower, thank you. Yes. Yeah, Patrick Mower. And then you move over that one because and then he moves into a comedy role. It's also again the same sort of thing where you've got actors who can play
Britain Rock. What? Oh
Lord, Brighton Rock, wasn't that? Again, I'm not sure saying it, but that's another. Wasn't Brighton Rock was that Richard Attenborough was the played one of the villains in that in Brighton Rock? Again, these are a lot of films that were zeitgeist of the time, but these things, you don't necessarily know you've seen them.
Right, you know what I consider the last great Carry On?
No, I can't remember. I'll be honest, I can't remember the order that most of them came in. But go on.
Carry On, Dick.
I said, I mean, I can't. I mean, the ones I remember most are Follow That Camel.
Yeah.
Carry On Cleo and Carry On Up the Khyber.
Yeah, but Carry On Dick was the last great Carry On to have all of them in it.
Oh right, okay.
Because look, Sid James, right? He was not just known for playing a dirty old man that people like. I forgot the name, what you call it. That they all thought he was, right?
Yeah, but that was the comedy character he played.
But the thing is, it wasn't every day I saw Sid James in a Quatermass film.
No.
Right? He played serious roles as well.
Yeah, as I said, quite a few of them did. And the thing is, with Carry On Follow That Camel, the biggest problem, I think, I like Carry On Follow That Camel, but the biggest problem with Carry On Follow That Camel was it wasn't a Carry On movie. It was Phil Silver's does Carry On movie.
Yeah.
Bill Hartnell, thank you, PJ. Bill Hartnell was we talking about. But Carry On Follow That Camel was, I mean,
Why did he say Britain Rock?
he means Brighton Rock. He's missing a G and an H.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think on the top of my head how many Carry On movies were actually obviously pastiches of other films or books. Because follow that.
When the Carry-Ons first started, right? It was like sergeant, nurse, teacher, constable, regardless, cruising, cabbie, Carry On Jack, Carry On Spying, Carry On Cleo, Carry On Cowboy, and Carry On Screaming, right?
Most of them were based were oh yeah, I mean I get that. I mean, but most of them were
And then Carry On Doctor, Carry On Again Doctor.
Yeah, so most of them were particular. No, because Carry On Follow That Camel was Beau Geste. Carry On Follow That Camel was Beau Geste. Phil Silvers does Beau Geste in Carry On.
Yeah, but the thing is about Carry On Follow That Camel, it wasn't called Carry On. They just added it on later on.
Did that? All right. Okay. Well, that explains a lot.
It's called Follow the Camel, right? It's the same with Don't Lose Your Head. They just made them part of the Carry On series.
Okay. Well, okay. Fine. Oh well, I can understand that. I mean, sorry, it wasn't Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
It's Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know. Yeah, I think you say that now. You say that. So yeah, but yeah, they were sort of other movies that were made by a lot of Carry On people in the Carry On style.
Okay, there's a Carry On film which is not a Carry On film.
Are you talking about wasn't there a movie about them making all the Carry-Ons or something?
No.
So you had other actors playing Sid James and the like. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Okay, go on. What was it then?
It was called Carry On Admiral.
That wasn't the Carry On movie.
That wasn't a Carry On movie. It just had the title.
Oh, okay.
And guess what? It was before Carry On came about.
Oh, interesting.
And the only actress that was in it was Joan Sims.
Was it a comedy? Or was that a
comedy?
It was a comedy. Right? Okay. Interesting.
And it was made by Val Guest. And Val Guest done quite a lot of films.
Yeah, right? And he didn't only do comedies.
I know.
Mind you, having said that, he didn't, because he did at least one of the Hammer movies that I know that was not a horror movie.
Which was?
Because I think Val Guest did at least one, if not both, versions of Camp on Blood Island. Camp on Blood Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, Camp on Blood Island. Two versions of that, both starring Barbara Shelley. And from the right, they're in very, very different roles. The two films aren't remakes the same story at all. If I remember right. Ha! Carry On Starmer. Yeah, no, don't want him to carry on at all.
No, we don't want to mention that name on here. I'll be asked with politics at the moment. Okay, something interesting to tell you about Carry On, Admiral.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, David Tomlinson in it.
Oh, that's bad, that's bad. I can imagine that. I really can. So is that the George Galloway movie?
Carry On.
No, it's like George Galloway or what's his name?
Are we going talking politics? Because I'm happy to bugger off if we do.
Yeah, we try not to bother with that one if we can, because
right.
Otherwise it gets too depressing.
Okay, no, I'm just.
So then I won't. So did the Carry On guys get the idea for I Carry On series of movies from Carry On Apple? Then I wonder.
I think they did.
Yeah.
It's just
Because
cutting only, right?
the other thing is interestingly, it's I don't think it actually occurred to me before. Carry On Sergeant, I can't I have to watch again to see if they ever did it. I would imagine they must have done because
Well,
but what you tend to have is the reason that one would have worked is that because it was about national service. But when you're doing parades, what you tend to do on a parade,
carry on, Sergeant.
yeah, basically, yeah. What you will have is you'll have the parade will go on. You'll get the I think they might have. Did they do Cat Spoof for that one in not so much Cat and Father Brown, but it reminds me, Sister Boniface is back soon. I think there was a Sister Boniface one that was a sort of a carry on Mickey Dake.
Yeah.
Or they were making a film of a carry on type film. Now, what you've got is, as I said, I mean, extra. What you get is you do your parade, and what you do is the engineer's got out, the officer will come out, do his bit, and he'll turn around and say, "Carry on, Sergeant."
Right.
And that is literally what he'll do. And he'll piss off, and the sergeant will then do
Okay.
the important bits.
Right. Well, I was trying to mention a certain actor who was in Carry On Admiral,
Yeah, go on.
David Tomlinson.
Yeah, I know the name. Is he the guy that was in Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
And
Can't think off the top of my head of anything else. I can picture him. I know who he is.
yeah, he was in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And what else?
I don't know. I haven't got IMDb up in front of me.
A film that Dick Van Dyke couldn't do an accent to.
Oh, he was in Mary Poppins as well, was he?
Yes. So.
Oh, was he the he was the father? Was he the father?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought,
no.
but I thought, is that no? That's a good question. That's a very good question, man.
You can put it that way, but it was done by the same guy who did Dad's Army.
But were they spiritual successors of the Carry On movies?
I don't think they were.
I don't know. I mean, I can see the connection in that they are. I don't know. I mean, there were sitcoms. I mean, that's an interesting point. I can see. I don't think they necessarily were, but I can see a connection. There's certainly. I mean, they're sitcoms, but they are specifically sitcoms in a work environment. I suppose all of them, aren't they? If you think about it, I mean, most Carry On movies were. I can see, they've certainly got a lot in common.
I know.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was going to say about David Tomlinson, right?
Yeah, come on.
He did a lot of great British movies and all that before he, became well known in 3 Disney movies, because he was also in The Love Bug, the one with Herbie.
Oh, was he really? Blimey.
Yeah. Right? But the thing is that he wasn't that known in America until Mary Poppins came about. And there's another film David Tomlinson was in, The Wooden Horse.
Well, that's slightly different from Mary Poppins and Bedknobs. Well, I know, to that. Bedknobs and Broomsticks was a war movie, wasn't it? Well, sorry, I'll rephrase that. No, Bedknobs and Broomsticks
it was set in the war.
Was a wartime movie. It wasn't a war movie. It was a wartime movie. Sorry. Yeah.
So, let's go back to George Cole for a minute, right? Before, yeah, I know. I watched that film. Young Bonnie Langford in it. I know. Right.
Did she scream until so thick?
Oh, you can do the accent, Nick. Right, no, George Cole. Did you know he made a Disney movie with Patrick McGowan?
No, I did not, but I'm trying to think. Patrick McGowan and Disney does mean something, but I can't remember what it was.
Right. You can't. Okay, I'll bring the name up because it was called The Ghost of Romney Marshes.
Right, yeah.
Scarecrow of Romney Marsh.
Oh, I know all about those. I've got relatives down there. Dr. Sin movies. I had all the Dr. Sin books.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Disney were making Disney as in Disney, not sort of Disney movie that you wouldn't necessarily think of as a Disney movie. No Disney princesses, no cartoons or anything. Yeah. I think there were two versions of that. But they're both versions of the first Dr. Sin book. Well, no, actually, no, they're not. Based on the real characters.
Take care, Miranda. Have fun.
Oh, man. Wasn't George Cole the saying that? Wasn't George Cole the squire in that?
Yeah.
Because McGowan was.
He played Mimps.
Oh right, yeah. Because McGowan was Dr. Sin.
Yeah, but he was also the priest in it.
Well, that's because the priest was Dr. Sin. That's what was Doctor of Divinity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think Patrick McGowan in a Disney.
No, exactly. That's what I said. It's not because it's. I mean, it's like most people think of Hammer. It's a little bit like most people. You wouldn't think of Quatermass as a Hammer movie, but Hammer made the Quatermass movie.
Well, I consider Quatermass as a BBC television series.
Well, yeah, but I mean the original. No,
into a Hammer film because they tried to. Break it in America.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is I guess Disney did the same again, didn't they? Where they, you've got until recently, we'll ignore that, but you had that, and then Disney go out and Disney. Dr. Sin is not what's the one with Hayley Mills?
Whistle Down the Wind.
Whistle Down, yeah, wasn't that a Disney movie as well?
I don't think it was.
I'll say because it's.
We did quite a few Disney films.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that Disney didn't only do what we might think of as Disney movies. You think of Disney movie until they started taking over everything, right? You think of classic Disney movies, and you normally think of usually cartoon, or if you're old enough to remember Disney time, cartoons or.
Look, Disney did live action back then.
Yeah,
right?
no, I was about to say
quite a lot of different, live action films. It wasn't just about the cartoons.
Yeah. I was going to say they did. I mean, Disney time your Disney movies was cartoons. You actually had some animal nature movies, but as you said that, but even then, your cartoons it was probably going to be a musical. I'm not thinking about it. Most of the Disney movies you think of are musicals, aren't they? Of some sort. Whereas something like Dr. Sin is not. You would not associate a non-comedy, non-musical, non-light entertainment film about smugglers and wreckers with Disney, whereas that was outside their normal type of movie. So I think there are two versions of that story. I've got a feeling Patrick McGowan's in both of them. I'm not sure. Again, it's what those I have seen. It's what I've seen them because I've got my late mum's my maternal grandfather who passed away long before I came along. Mm-hmm. My maternal grandmother was his second wife, and his first wife. He's basically mum's got a half sister and family who lived down in Romney Marsh in Kent, where that's set. So she was connected. So I know the Dr. Sin stuff. A lot of it is based on real characters and real events. Mm-hmm. Russell Thorndike is the author. Obviously fictionalized, but they were real characters and real things were happening at the time. Right. How much of it is actual?
True.
Completely. Yeah, exactly. It's like I have got to watch. There's a new hey, I can't remember what the guy's channel that does. He does a lot of war stuff. He dropped a video a couple of days ago about Sven Hassan. I haven't watched that yet, and I really want to watch that. Mark, oh, I can't remember. But yeah, sorry, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I was aware that Patrick Wiggin had done a Disney movie. Yeah, it was the Dr. Simmons. Yeah, I mean, I can see George Cole in it as Mitch now. Yeah. Felton, that's it. Thank you, Mark Felton. Thank you, Mark Felton. Yeah, that's the guy. Watch a lot of his stuff, but he's very good on his war stuff.
Okay. Well, speaking of right, so you got like all the classics and all the like classic British comedies, right?
Yep.
But I think it took a bit of a downturn after the 60s.
Possibly, quite possibly. I mean, things changed. I think the thing is, what you've got is in the 50s and the 60s, you've got a certain mindset, if you like.
I know, but I think after the 60s, it started to get saucy.
Yeah. I mean, you start to, yes, exactly. I mean, the 70s, I think, is where you get the Confessions movies start coming out, and the like. Soft porn comes into. I don't think I know that one, PJ. Sword and the Rose. Might have to check that one out. No, they didn't do Prince and the Pauper, did they? That wasn't Disney.
It wasn't like the churning out what it was compared to what the early periods to the 60s. It was like churning out a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of, I think, studios started shutting down and everything else, and it took a bit of a downturn. Yeah, you said about it. It started to get saucy and all this and that, right?
Yeah, something a bit more saucy. I mean, I think you'd always had a little bit of sauciness. All right, thanks, PJ. Saying that, it sounds mildly familiar. Well, I mean, I think what it might have been, also thinking about it, is that what you've got in the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah,
you've got a Britain which is coming out of the war. It's coming out of World War II. It's still recovering from World War II. It's I mean, there's a reason there's lots of not comedies but war movies in the 50s and the 60s, because a lot of the actors in them were, and into the 70s, a lot of the actors in those movies had seen service in World War II. Bogart, for example, very famously, was at Arnhem. So every time I keep wanting to live through, seeing if there's a bit part character in Bridge Too Far playing Private Dirk Bogart, but he's not. But so I see. Got that. I think so. What you've maybe got is, you're right. What happens is you've got the baby boomer generation.
Yeah.
Or the baby boomer generation, and therefore the parents of the baby boomer generation. Sort of that comes to an end in the early 60s.
Yeah.
That then starts becoming whatever the heck comes after boomers. Oh, very nice, very nice. I haven't been to Bovington in a long time ago. If you see a tall, lanky guy with about with a beard on there. Just ask him if his name's Lindy Beige or not, because he does a lot. He used to do a lot of tank stuff.
Right.
I'm going a bit further back in time than I'm going to be in Wales in the 1300s. But yeah, what I was saying is you've got a point there which made me think. I wonder if that's partly what it is, that society's changing. You're coming out of the 60s and into the 70s.
Yeah, but think of it this way. You know Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it was to make that film?
Yeah. It was that difficult.
Yeah.
That Not the 9 o'clock news did a sketch about the BBC's reaction to making The Life of Brian.
I know. But the thing is, to get finance for... Yeah, to get finance for that film, they turn to rock bands like which I got listed: Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, even Elton John threw in some finance.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's amazing. It's amazing.
It was very hard for them, to get it, off the ground. And did you know? When it came to The Life of Brian, George Harrison put his hand in that as well.
Yep, I knew George Harrison. Yep.
Right?
Didn't he basically? Isn't he basically the reason it got made?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't he basically the reason it got made?
Yes.
Again, you've got a very different sort of comedy there as well. I mean, you think I was about to say there's if you look back on it now, you can see the changes coming in. You can see a lot of social and political changes coming in. I mean, as I said a while ago, that when I was born, there's something ridiculous. Just to show you how important those things were. There's a ridiculous number of countries in the world which, as countries and independent nations, did not exist when I was born. Because there's a lot of nations in the 60s and the 70s, the early 70s, that are becoming independent. It starts in 45, 50. But you've got a lot of parts of the world which used to be pink, which used to be part of the British Empire, split up. So you've got there's a lot going on then. So I wonder if you've got this point. You've got a point going on there. You've got, I mean, it's late 50s, early to mid 60s is when things like That Was the Week There Was comes in. So you start getting satire comes in as well. You start getting political satire, and actually people actually sort of start mocking politics. You've also got, I think you've got it's reflective of large scale societal changes, I think, to be posh and poncy about it. But there's there are reasons, there's lots of reasons. Yes, you're right, they definitely started changing. When did the alternative comics started coming in, the 80s?
Late 70s, I think.
Late 70s, early 80s, yeah. The likes of Ben Elton and the like, and where you've got people who actually started taking the mick out of.
But that's when, in the 1980s, the comedy films also changed a bit. So it wasn't the sauciness anymore, was it?
No,
so you had the saucies, right?
Yeah.
And then the 80s, it started to get to either comedy drama or, these films were made by actual film companies, or trying to get distribution by a certain film company.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, and I think it's like anything else. It's going to change, but you're right. I mean, there are definitely changes coming through. A lot of well, it's a very changeable period, as I said, from the 60s to the 70s are very different.
Yeah.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
And also in the 90s, you know, how can I put it? It would, when I say a bit of a downturn, right?
Yeah,
It's like from the 50, right? So you got the late 40s, 50s, 60s. There was quite a lot, right, of British comedies.
yeah,
Then the 70s, it started getting saucy, but there's also like a major downturn as well, you know, because a lot of these studios that made those classic comedies and all that were gone.
yeah.
Take care,
Well,
PJ.
cheers, DJ.
Have clips. Yeah, we provide clips.
We used to when we used to when we actually prepared these things in advance,
I
when we
know.
had no idea what we wanted to do.
I know. But in the 90s, what I'm looking at the list here, there wasn't much as well.
Hmm.
I think mainly the American imports were coming to the 80s, weren't they?
Yeah, you. I think we'd always got them. I mean, when we talked about, when you're chatting and a lot of American channels and a lot of our friends across the pond, a lot of and I see things on Twitter about spot the movie or the comedy from this clip. I recognise a lot of them because we got a lot of them come over here.
Yeah.
But they start. Comedy is, as we've said, and in fact, I think one or two of our very early streams about someone on these, weren't they? That American comedy are quite different.
Yeah.
To British comedy. Americans don't always get British comedy. Alternatively, or you get Americans who do get it and really like and really appreciate the likes of Monty Python. And the like, and they do actually get it. It's an interesting toss up, but yeah. The thing is, it's not surprising really that comedy changes, like anything changes, because everything changes over time because tastes change. You get it, and I mean, you think. And the other thing is, a lot of the comedy in the 60s and the 70s comes out of universities. I mean, famously, you've got Footlights and because Footlights is Cambridge, isn't it? And whatever the Oxford one is as well, where a lot of these people come out of. They get into it in college and they come out of it. And universities have changed. I mean, without getting too modern and cynical about it, there's a lot of things in universities these days. So you've got things are changing. You've got things changing around people, and things are changing around. People are starting coming into comedy and into production. The rest of it, who've grown up after the war, who've grown up with, as Nim said, we've got massive changes on the world stage. So it's probably not surprising. You can probably track the way they change. But I was watching something.
Right.
That was it?
Yeah. Can I mention
Yeah.
about film studios?
Sorry about
British film studios.
British film.
Right, because there were quite a lot, right?
Hmm.
When it came back, you got 3 Mill Studios, which is still going, Clapham Studios, Holfirth Studios, that was in West Yorkshire, Islington Studios, Marylebone Studios, Wimbledon Studios, Nettlefield Studios, Ealing, Bushy, Esther, Twickenham, Walton Hall. That's a former one. British National Studios. Did you know Catford had a film studio?
No, I didn't. My mum comes from Catford.
So did Walthamstow.
So did
Like
who?
Walthamstow. Right?
Wolverstone.
Yeah, Walthamstow. It's North East London.
Oh, what? Sorry, I thought no, Wolverstone. So no, I thought you said someone else came from Catford. Sorry.
No. Lime Grove.
Yeah.
You'll know what that ended up as. You got Suburbiton, Kew-Bridge, Cricklewood, Beaconsfield.
Ah, goodies.
What?
You see, the goodies were in Cricklewood.
They were.
Yeah.
Ah.
It was got some good comedy in the 70s. It was the goodies.
Gainsborough was known as Islington Studios. Southall Studios, Elstree, that's still sort of going. Gate Studios, Welling Garden City had a film studio.
Wow.
The list goes on.
Yeah, there were a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of them.
Yeah, but some of them are no longer here.
I would say probably most of them are no longer here. Well, they're coming back up again because the Americans are coming over here for doing a lot of American films and TV filming is done over here now because of tax breaks and the like.
Yeah, but
So
the historical ones are Ealing, Pinewood, and Shepperton.
Yeah.
That are still
Mhm.
around, right? You got the Warner Brothers studio in Leavesden, Sky Studios in Elstree, the Bottle Yard Studios, I haven't got a clue where that, no, it's in Bristol, and the Shinfield Studios as well. So, some went under and some stayed on top.
Yeah. Well, you're looking at them. Who is it? Pinewood that's got the Bond. It's got the Bond stages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things were made at Shepperton.
Yeah. So it just goes to show it's up and down, isn't it? Oh yeah, Longcross as well. But Longcross came about in 2006. So it's been really up and down, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, and it depends what they're actually, what are they actually producing?
Yeah. Well, don't forget, a lot of American movies are coming over here now.
Yeah, I'm saying that a lot of Americans are coming over here for taxi breaks and the like.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I think we should pick this up again next month or something, But now I think our time is at an end.
Talk about dramas instead of comedies or something maybe next time. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do. How many British drama films have there been? Well, actually, we've got comedy dramas.
Right.
But anyhow, yeah, so where are you going to be knocking about, Colin?
I'm going to be going back in time next weekend. I'm going to go to a show in Wales. I shall not be on the Father's stream on Friday.
Yeah, so warning to Wales, watch out, Colin's coming. He's got his car fixed.
That's all right. I like the Welsh.
Well,
Which home Wales.
I'll be back on the 20th with Let's Talk Geeky 100. with
Yay!
and hopefully some guests.
Yeah. If we drop on that one, 'cause it's a big mark. It's a big mark for the 100, isn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. Anyway, so right. The show, Colin.
Okay. Yep.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also keep pressing the like button to help the algorithm and all that. I can't be able to say that.
All that stuff.
Yeah. But thank you.
My favourite one for that is, have you ever seen Count Dankula's videos?
What? Where he just turns around and says, I can't be asked with
No. He starts and he starts being all serious about. He starts it because it really helps the algorithm. Then he just loses it completely. And the thing is, he hasn't redone that. He's just left that at the front. So he's great, you know.
Oh yeah. Anyway, right. So, shall we take our leave, Colin?
Let's take our leave. Thanks for listening, folks.
We'll be back next month once we've sorted out a date for it.
Yeah, possibly end of this month or early next month. We'll see. Because it's September already, for crying out loud.
I know. I can't believe it.
Okay, guys.
Anyway, take care, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.